Welcome to another episode of Whine and Whine, where a few girls get together, do a little drinking, and a whole lot of whining about what's going on today. So today's topic that was picked by our viewers is about student loan debt in America.
Ooh, let's talk about it.
Ooh, let's talk about
I
it.
got a
Pretty much
whole
an
lot
epidemic.
from college.
Yeah?
Yep.
Because they say, at this point, is really getting a degree worth the amount of money that you have to take out, the loan and the debt that you're starting your professional career out with? Do you think it's worth it?
Yes, hands down. I will never regret all the loans that I've taken out to go to a private school. I will not regret it one bit. The reason why is because it allowed me to go to school. Because of the school that I went to, I was able to make so many different connections.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the people that I feel are near and dear to my heart are from college.
I personally have student loan debt and I don't have a degree. The reason why I dropped out because I just felt like it wasn't worth it. And now today I make just as much as someone who has a degree and possibility of more. So I feel like, I love to be there and make the connections, as you said, because it's a great tool to network, honestly. And I just felt like, it just wasn't worth it for me anymore. Some people have these plans, but they have so much debt that you can't even pay it off in one lifetime.
Well, or you can become president of the United States, get a book deal, have that royalties, and then you can pay off your school.
Right.
That's what I mean about
that's my
residual
strategy
income.
for
Like
my
when you
daughter.
start to build
I just read this incredible book that actually talks a lot about how to get out of debt. It's called The 4 Laws of Financial Prosperity, and it explains to you how you can actually relieve yourself of your debt in way less years than you think. But it requires a lot of planning, and basically, like with interest rates, you're killing yourself the longer you put it away. Like it just it grows and it grows and it grows. And interest can either work for you or it can work against you. Like if you have investments and you let those investments sit and there's interest growing on that money's going to grow and you don't have to touch it. But the same thing happens to your debt. If you're not actively paying it off and paying it off and paying it off, you're going to be absolutely
I don't know.
screwed.
There's a name for it too. With some of these debts, they're like loan sharks. Like
Yeah.
it'll be perpetual. There's plenty of statistics that say because of this really high debt burden, and my daughter's got a good chunk, and my prayer is one day I can just relieve her of that. But this debt has now put many young people in a position where they can't move out of their parents' home. They can't buy their own homes.
The debt affects everything, and like we were talking about, you can't move out of your parents' basement. Who's going to want to get married if they can't move out of their house? And if you can't
Who's going to want to marry you when you can't get out your mama's house?
Exactly.
I don't want to come in the
People say,
basement.
And then
people are
also
like, these millennials are so lazy, like they can't, do anything.
Yeah.
Like, well, how about all this, stuff that we're dealing with? Like, let alone the fact that the job market is crap right now. Like, many people are graduating with enormous amounts of debt.
Now let's take it to the streets with our girl Charlene. We want you to join in on the conversation.
This is Whine and Whine on the Streets. This is your girl Charlene, and today we are going to be talking about student debt. Do you have student loans?
Do I? Yes.
Is your degree worth the amount of debt that you're in right now?
Some days it feels like it, and then some days it feels like, why in the world did I go back to school? Sometimes when applying for jobs, it feels as though I'm going to eventually make the money that I owe back to Sally Mae. And then other days I feel as though like I really kind of wasted my money, and I'm forever going to be in debt because of me just wanting to progress my career and get another degree.
No, I don't think it's worth it. I do value my education, but I don't think the amount of money that I paid for it was worth it. No.
I would say no. And I guess it all depends on, what the field is. What I study for is not what I actually currently do. So, to that end, it almost doesn't make sense, to be honest.
That's all we have for today. It's your girl Charlene, and when you see me in the streets, holla at me.
I think college is important in some aspects. I just honestly feel like college prepares you to work for someone else. That's just the bottom
Well,
line.
you know, they have lots of degrees now in entrepreneurial studies, all kinds of things like that now. Like, it's evolved a lot.
Yeah, they need to figure out how we're going to do that because a lot of people are becoming entrepreneurs now. So now we have to figure out how we're going to put the business aspect behind it to get these children in more debt. As if entrepreneurs aren't already getting into debt, trying to follow their dreams and open up these businesses and open up their own franchises or whatever they're doing as far as entrepreneurship goes. Then the school system says, okay, a lot of people are stopping to do getting a degree and they're becoming entrepreneurs. How can we incorporate that into what we're doing and get them to take out some loans?
Well,
So what
some
they're
of it
actually
is,
what they're actually doing is using that as a platform to say you can use this as starting point. So let's say, for example, you've been an entrepreneur for like 10 years or something to that effect, and now you're just like, well, I think I should get an MBA. I've been out of school for 10 years. I'm looking to get an MBA.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're going to use that and say, okay, well, now you're done with 20 credits. So now you only need 15 more to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what they've been doing. So, yes, I do agree with what you're saying in terms of they're using it as like a starting point.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, you are still getting student loan debt.
Yeah.
Because it's very expensive to go to school.
well, you don't have to always get your student loan. There's tons of money out there and available at this point, too. And,
What do you mean?
There's a bunch of grants, there's scholarships.
Right.
I mean, I've read articles on people that have found hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to school, and then they write books on it and make hundreds of thousands of dollars more.
that.
Money is available, particularly for minorities.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they got all kinds of stuff.
Who's showing the younger generation that money is available?
Why does somebody have to show them though? Why can't they go and look? They got the internet for everything.
Yeah.
They can look. They'll find out the middle name of the artist that they like and what kind of suit
It's
they
true,
drink.
but it's, do
go
you
find
just
the money.
Google grants and it just pops up?
You can.
Yes,
Minority
it does, though.
grants. Every
Yes.
school. Every school.
So what exactly do you have to do for these grants?
Apply.
Write
an essay.
Some of them have.
I don't know.
No, I'm saying sometimes you just randomly you can just apply, or you have to write an essay. You have to send in your transcript, send in your grades.
And a lot of the
all
other
those types of
schools,
things.
a lot of the Ivy Leagues and such now, if the family income is under a certain level, and it's been going up, I think it's upward of 125,000 now. If the family income is that, they'll automatically, if below that, they'll automatically allow your child to go to school.
I'm wondering
for free.
if we know this information and there is grants available and people can find them. Why is the student
Because
loan debt
people
so
are
high?
lazy.
Yes, I didn't want to do the work. I'll be real honest with you. Junior year, I applied to these schools, and I was just like, all right, well, my SAT scores were not good. Thank God I can say that at this point, because I'm a very successful young woman.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is, at that point, I was just like, oh, no, what am I going to do? I don't know what to do, so on and so forth. But then I was just like, whatever, I don't want to apply to all of this. I'm not even going to get it. My SAT scores are whack, da-da-da-da. So everything.
You had a conversation with
I
yourself.
had a conversation with myself, and I held it like, yo, I can't do this. I can't do this. So it doesn't even make sense for me to even try. That's where I was. So this is, and my parents didn't know about all these things. You know, I'm a first generation American in my household.
The studies show that blacks are the ones who incur the most student loan debt. But to that end, about this narrative about go to college, you know, this is a two-parter. A, do you think that is so for black folks because we were so disadvantaged and not given access to much that when it became available in whatever way, particularly when we had more opportunities than just historically black colleges, which were started to afford that opportunity. But do you think that one of the reasons it's stressed so much is because many of our parents and grandparents did not have that opportunity available?
Of course, until they understand that the privilege is not for them, regardless if they go to school or not.
What I'm saying.
So to be honest with you, right now, I'm an entrepreneur, right? Full time. I'm an entrepreneur. I am so excited to be able to build my business.
And we'll get to talk to you
do-
about it later
yes,
in our
honey,
spotlight.
all the way. But what I'm saying is, yes, I went to school, I graduated, but I feel like if I didn't go to college, I personally would have felt like I missed out on something.
Well, today for our business spotlight, we have our own Tracy LaRoche.
Yes, yes. honey.
Ça passe.
Now, voulez ça passe
Okay, that's all I got for you. So, I'm so glad to be able to talk about
Thank
your
you.
business, Crown.
Yes, thank you, thank
So
you.
tell everybody what exactly Crown is about.
Okay, so Crown, what we do is we support young women and girls, empowering them through building community. We have a lot of different projects and initiatives to ensure that they are growing mentally, emotionally, and focusing on self-love, self-esteem, empowerment, and leadership skills. So we have the Crown Prom Experience Scholarship.
Okay.
So on June 9th, the girls were able to, get their hair done, their nails done, their makeup done, all of this, the whole entire prom experience done for free.
Nice.
And this was an amazing, amazing, amazing event, and I'm so excited to have been able to facilitate that for the girls. They also did life skills workshops all throughout April, and
what is that about?
so they had 5 different workshops. So the school that we worked with was Medgar Evers College Preparatory School, which is a school in Brooklyn, right on Nostrand and Nostrand and Carroll, excuse me.
Crown Heights.
Yes, in Crown Heights, and they received 100 applications, and from the 100 applications, we picked 10 finalists. And the 10 finalists were able to go through their life skills workshops. So they have 5 different workshops that they go through. So one of the workshops, they have healthy relationships, and not only healthy relationships with their intimate partner, like their boyfriend or their
They better
girlfriend.
not have no intimate partner at that age.
I mean, let's not front. Also with healthy relationships with themselves.
Okay.
What is it that you tell yourself? What is it that you hear from other people? What is it that you internalize? And in terms of your self-esteem, the amount of self-love that you provide yourself.
Yes. What's the story you tell yourself about yourself?
Yeah, exactly. Yes. You say it. You know.
So you mentioned that you had 100 applicants.
Yes.
How would somebody apply to your program?
So what we do is we go into the school and build a relationship with the school, and from there we provide the school with the 100 applications. So every year we're going to a different school throughout Brooklyn to ensure that every girl has the opportunity to know and feel beautiful, and also go through the life skills workshops, which are really and truly something that she can use lifelong.
Oh, this is great. So,
Thank you.
Oh, so happy we got to talk to you
Yes.
about your business. This is great.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you for tuning in to Whine and Whine. We would love to hear what you have to say in the comments below. If there's something you want for us to whine about, submit it and we'll cover it and give you a shout out. Tune in every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
So what would Whine and Whine be without the wine? Tonight we are drinking a Growers Reserve Sauvignon Blanc. This is a deliciously refreshing white wine with notes of ripe melon, nectarine, and lemon zest. This would be perfect for a boozy brunch on a summer's day. Enjoy.